We've got the top 10 best-selling Bible translations, and we're going to tell you what we think about them. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I've got with me my father, Thom Rainer, and I am Sam Rainer. Amy is in studio helping us get all of this done correctly, and we are Church Answers. And one of the things that we want to talk about today is something that was very popular in our blog world, in our articles that we post. Dad, you have assimilated the top 10 best-selling Bible translations. Now, where do we get this data? It came from the Evangelical Christian Publishers Association. Who are they?
Yeah.
Why are they important?
Here's something you can do, Sam. Take Evangelical Christian Publishers Association, use the acronym ECPA, and put it to the tune of YMCA. ECPA, and you can always remember the ECPA. You want to know who they are? They are the contributor, the collector of all kinds of information in the publishing world dealing with evangelical publishers. Obviously, EP, evangelical publishers. So they collect all this information. They give a plethora of rankings every single month. They give nonfiction, fiction. They collect them from brick and mortar stores. They collect them from digital sources. And they're primarily U.S. based. So I know that we have a nice size audience outside the U.S., particularly in the continent of Africa, Australia, Europe. And so this is U.S. based, but it tends to be informative for everyone because it's just fascinating to get this information and begin to see what ECPA has. So what I do is I take the ECPA data for a particular month, and then I go back in time and I go 10 years earlier, and I find out where they were 10 years ago. So not only are we giving the rankings for now, but we're saying, what does it look like compared to 10 years ago? Is that sufficient explanation, or did you want to sing the song with me?
No, I don't want to sing a song with you. And for the sake of those who are tuning in on YouTube, that's not the purpose of what we're doing. So we'll skip over the song, and we'll get right into the rankings. Because that's why people are here. So let's walk down this list. We have the top 10 in the show notes below. So check things out below, and you've got the top 5 that are linked. So you can go look at those top 5 and just kind of what they are. And then in parentheses, we've got where they were in 2011. So they're ranked according to 2021. In parentheses, we have their 2011 ranking. So let's start right off the bat, the New International Version, the NIV as it's called, number 1. What do you think?
NIV's been number 1 for some time. Now, what I would love to see is market share. I don't have market share data, but here's my guess. I would guess that slice of the pie is shrinking. The NIV used to be the dominant modern translation. There are other modern translations that are coming along. I would not be surprised at some point if the NIV falls from number 1, but they've hung in there for 20 years now at that number 1 spot. So we'll see what happens, but I feel confident in saying, yes, they're number 1 now, but their market share is smaller than it used to be.
And the NIV went through a pretty decent revision recently. There was the 1984 edition, which was extraordinarily popular.
Yes.
And then they had a slight controversy around what was called the TNIV, no longer published. Many believed it was gender neutral. And that was something that they did not like about it. And so then they redid the revision all over again. And now they have the NIV, the new NIV. I don't know what I think they just call it
NIV with the new.
I just think they call it the NIV.
Yeah, with the new date.
It's number 1, extraordinarily popular translation, very readable, and obviously it's number 1 for a reason. A lot of people like it. Now, number 2 should not be a surprise. The King James Version, the KJV.
I'm getting in trouble for saying this, but I think that this is the Bible of the top 10 Bibles that made it into the top 10 that very few people actually read.
Dad, it's been in the top 10 since 1611. All right. I mean, it's been here for a good 400 years.
Yeah, but the archaic language is such that I think when people do their devotional readings, they are in another translation. Everybody wants a KJV. Everybody's an exaggeration, of course. Everybody wants a KJV in their home. I don't know how many people read the KJV. And here's another thing. KJV is eminent domain, which means that anybody can publish it. So it's not like these other Bibles that one publisher has rights to it. Anybody can publish a KJV. And that's another reason that it continues to have this really big push. A lot of gift Bibles, a lot of Bibles that are like dollar Bibles, they're in the KJV because you don't have to get any rights to it. It's there for anyone.
Now, number 3 is on the rise, and it is becoming more and more popular. As evidenced in the rankings, it's one that moved up, and that is the New Living Translation.
Northwestern Mutual, an insurance company, used to call themselves the Quiet Company. We're the best company that nobody knows about. I call the NLT the Quiet Translation. Without a lot of fanfare, it's just moving up, taking market share, I believe. Again, I don't know for certain, but obviously moving up in the rankings. And if I were a betting man, which I'll give you 10 to 1 odds that I'm not, but if I were a betting man, I would say that the New Living Translation is primarily taking market share from the NIV. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the NLT at some point pass the NIV. When will that happen? I don't know. But this is for certain a translation that is on the rise.
Yeah, I personally like the NLT, and I believe it's the most well-rounded of all the translations. One thing I love about it is it's accurate and readable. It's both
Right.
of those. And not only that, if you're looking for a Bible for kind of the whole of the church, new believers that's been there a long time, children and adults, it's really hard to beat the NLT. So check out that link below. We've got a link to the top 5, NLT included. Number 4 is one that seemed to be popular in certain crowds for a season, like the Reformed crowd, the English Standard Version. Not a surprise to see it on the list, though. Very popular translation.
Very popular as the Reformed tribe began to increase in number and in their publicity. This became their Bible. It was John Piper's Bible. It was Al Mohler's Bible. It was, or it is, I should say. So a lot of well-known Reformed person, Calvinist to some, really made this Bible move up quickly. This particular Bible moved up with a lot of fanfare and with a lot of fanfare by well-known Reformed personalities. So again, I'm not surprised that it's there.
Yeah, and then number 5, very similar to the King James, but newer, the New King James, has dropped, according to their 2011 rankings, from number 3 to number 5. But this is the translation I grew up on and one that I memorized a lot of scripture in. I think that's probably going to be a lot of the case for a lot of people that are, 30 to 60. I think a lot of people memorized scripture in the New King James. So
I didn't know that. You're telling me something I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. You were not part of my spiritual development as a child. So
that's what your mother told me.
You would not know which translation that I used. Now, I grew up on the New King James. Now, rounding out the top 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, we have the Christian Standard Bible. We have the Reina Valera. We have the New International Reader's Version, NIrV, the Message, and the Nueva Version International, the NVI. So two of the last 5 are Spanish translations.
Well, that's demographics.
It is.
It's a smart move. Just read another report yesterday from this recording where it's saying that when we will no longer be a majority nation, where there will be no majority group, has now moved up for about 10 years closer than we thought it would. And of course, one of the fastest growing groups are the different Hispanic groups. And it's no surprise that 2 Spanish translations are in here. So it's a very smart thing to see both of those. And I commend the publishers for reaching that demographic.
Yeah, I think so as well. And it's actually a good thing, a positive thing to see the Spanish-speaking Bibles there. Previously not ranked in 2011, now ranked. One of them jumped all the way to number 7. So check out the list below if you didn't get all of those. Now, question, what is the future? Where are we going? So we've seen the translation list change just a little bit. I think there's probably going to be more change in the future. I think you're probably going to see more movement, not less, in these translations as they move around in the next 10 years. But I think the Spanish-speaking Bibles will become more popular.
Totally agree.
Not less popular. So the future, more Spanish Bibles. I also believe that technology will integrate more, not less. So you're going to see the printed Bible kind of mold and mesh and morph into different kinds of things.
And I think the NLT is leading that charge as well.
No doubt about it. NLT is at the forefront of this movement. We've got a link below to the Filament Bible. It's so amazing. It's hard to describe, but it meshes the printed Bible with all of the technology of a digital version of the Bible, and you get the best of both worlds. NLT is certainly at the forefront of this movement. And then I think readability is going to become more important. I think you're going to see some versions that people have loved in the past, like maybe the New American Standard Bible,
which is no longer in the top 10.
No longer in the top 10.
This is the first year it has not been in the top 10 since there's been a top 10.
And a lot of people love it. Scholarly, accurate, but wooden. Very hard to read from, almost impossible to preach from. I know some people do. You're a better preacher than me. But yeah, I think you're going to see readability become as important as accuracy. Again, I think the most balanced of all of the translations is the NLT. I think it gets both readability and accuracy together really well. And I think that's the future. So what's your favorite Bible?
Are you asking me?
No, but I've got mine.
Okay.
I actually have it. Look, that's mine.
That's a goatskin. Where did you get a goatskin?
This, I love this Bible. So it's the New Living Translation, NLT, and it's a Schuyler. It looks kind of like Schuyler, but I think it's pronounced Schuyler. And it is a goatskin, and it's green. Green is my favorite color. By the way, we don't have any sponsors for this, so all of these Bibles that we're showing you, we're not connected to them in any way. We're just telling you what we think. I love this Bible. Do you have yours?
I'm also NLT. I didn't know a goatskin existed. I'm not sure what that white spot is on there.
You have to order it from Schuyler.
Okay. This is the NLT leather, calfskin leather, and it's in the large print, which is not, in my opinion, that large.
Yeah. So we've got links to these below. I've got a link to my Schuyler Goatskin NLT. You can go check it out. And thanks for being here.
No. Don't sign off yet. It's not fair.
We're supposed to do these. They're supposed to be short. They're supposed to be
then stop talking and let me talk for just a minute. You talked about your favorite Bible or your most used Bible growing up was the NKJV. What was mine during that era? Do you know? I used one in the pulpit, but even before I used that one in the pulpit, there was another one that I used beginning RSV? In 1979, 1 year before you were born.
Revised Standard Version, RSV?
Nope. And this one will get me in trouble. It's a Catholic Bible, Jerusalem Bible. It was the first of which I was aware, modern translation Bible. It had the Apocrypha. Call me a heretic. I didn't read the Apocrypha, but it was there. But it was the first modern translation, I think. English translation. I could be wrong there. It's the first one I could find. So I went into a Christian bookstore. I said, do you have anything that doesn't sound like the RSV or the KJV? He said, have you tried this Bible? It says Catholic. Can't touch it. It's where you can read 66 books and skip the Apocrypha, which I did. And I kept that Bible for about 20 years. In fact, I still have it.
Oh, that's awesome. I would not have known that. So
yes.
That's actually fascinating. So Thom Rainer has a Catholic background that we did not know about. So
here come the cards and letters.
There you go. Well, we hope to do more of these videos in the future. This is the first one kind of in this format. Hit subscribe. We'd love for you to subscribe to this channel if you're just now tuning in. Also, check us out on Church Answers. There's a link below where we are helping grow healthy churches together. We're putting out content every day. It is the world's largest online community for practical ministry support. So check out the link below. We'll see you next time. Hope to have another video in the very near future. And Dad, thanks for helping us share these top 10 translations.
Absolutely.
We'll see all of you next time. Until then, onward.